Okay, this video is about the power rule. So we're on laws of exponents. There's actually a good many laws of exponents, and today we're talking about the power rule. And I'm talking about a power raised to a power. So it would look something like this, like x squared raised to the third power. Notice how a power is being raised to another power. That is called the power rule. And the rule says when a power is being raised to a power, then you keep the base and multiply the exponents. So let's read that again. When a power is being raised to a power, then you keep the base and multiply the exponents. So this is different than the last rule that we went over. So in this case, we're going to keep the base, so we're going to keep the x, and then 2 times 3 is 6. So that would be the answer. So let's try another one. Let's say m to the 4th raised to the 2nd. So we have a power being raised to a power. We're going to keep the base and we're going to multiply the exponents. 2 times 4 is 8. And that is it. The reason why this works, if you think about it, if we had m to the 4th squared, that would really just mean m to the 4th times n to the 4th. In which case we would use the rule, the product rule, because we're multiplying like bases and we're multiplying. So we keep the m and add the 4's, and we still get the same answer. So this is a shortcut. The product rule, the power rule is a shortcut. But even if we wrote it out and used the product rule, we would still get the same answer. So let's try some more. Let's say that we had 2g to the 3rd, and all of that was being raised to the 4th power. Well, what you need to know is that when you have parentheses, everything in the parentheses is being raised to that 4th power. So we're going to put a 1 here because we really have 2 to the 1st being raised to the 4th power, and we also have g to the 3rd being raised to the 4th power. So I'm going to keep the base, and then I'm going to have 1 times 4. And I'm going to keep the base, and then I'm going to have 3 times 4. Notice I'm taking 1 times 4, and I'm keeping the 2. I'm taking 3 times 4, and I'm keeping the g. So 2 to the 4th power, and g to the 12th power. And 2 to the 4th, they actually would want you to evaluate that, meaning simplify it, work it out. So 2 to the 4th is really 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Oops. And I keep going. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. Then I multiply my 4's and I get 16. You could also just use your calculator. So I got 16 g to the 12th. Final answer. Let's try another one. Let's say we had 5m to the 6th, and we're raising it to the 2nd power. So again, we're going to fill in anything that doesn't have an exponent, we're going to fill in a 1. And what we really have here is 5. We're going to keep the base, and then 1 times 2. And then we got m to the 6th, and we'll take 6 times 2. So we got 5 squared m to the 12th. Because 6 times 2 is 12, 1 times 2 is 2. Now, 5 squared is really 5 times 5, which is 25. A lot of kids would say it was 10. So make sure that you're multiplying the 5s. 5 times 5. Don't do 5 plus 5. So 25 m to the 12th. Let's try another one. Don't forget, anytime you feel like we're going too fast, just pause the video and rewind it. Let's see. Let's make a negative here. Let's make a negative 4 g to the 3rd. And let's square it. Alright, so we're going to fill in our 1. So we're going to keep the base. So we're going to have negative 4 and then 1 times 2. Then we're going to have g and then 3 times 2. So I'm going to get negative 4 squared g to the 6th. Well, don't forget that we really have, this should be in parentheses, negative 4 squared. So I'm going to have 2 negative 4s because that's what squared means. So negative 4 times negative 4. And then I have g to the 6th still here. So negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. G to the 6th. 16 g to the 6th. Okay. Let's just do one more. What if we had multiple things in the parentheses? Let's say we had negative 2 m n to the 4th, and everything's being raised to the 5th power. Okay, so let's go through and we're going to write in 1s wherever there's not 1, or exponent, and then we're going to rewrite it. So I really have negative 2 to the 5th, m to the 5th, and then I have n to the 20th, because 4 times 5 is 20. So all I've done is taken 5 times 1, 5 times 1, and 5 times 4. And I've kept all the bases the same. It was negative 2, m, and n. It's still negative 2, m, and n. So notice what I did: 5 times 4, 5 times 1, 5 times 1. All right, now that I have it written like this, I need to simplify the numbers. Like negative 2 to the 5th power is actually a number. So we can't leave it like that. We need to work it out. So this is in parentheses, so it's negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. Well, every two negatives are going to become a positive. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. But then I still have a negative 2 over here. So I'm going to bring it down. So I'm going to do 4 times 2 first. So 4 times 2 is 8. So 4 times negative 2 will be negative 8. Then I'm going to multiply that by the 4 here. So I got 4 times negative 8, and I get negative 32. I still need to come back up here and pick up my m and n. So I'm going to rewrite those: m to the 5th and n to the 20th. Final answer. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to do some examples from your assignment. So the next video will be examples.